Different emotions activate different regions of the human brain. Brain scans were analyzed while participants looked at a series of photographs which depicted either a loved significant other or friends. Certain regions of the brain were increased in activity during these feelings of love. These areas include the insula, the anterior cingulate cortex, the caudate, and the putamen. On the other hand, some regions of the brain showed reduced activity. These areas were the posterior cingulate, the amygdala, and the right prefrontal cortex. These sites are unique to other emotions, which shows that love is a unique emotion with regard to regions of the brain. The feelings of envy show activity in the anterior cingulate cortex. Dark joy is related to reward-related regions of the ventral forebrain and the nucleus accumbens. Some physiological signals precede emotion, and different emotions show different patterns of brain activity across a network of brain regions. An overlap of brain regions and pathways are present for emotions. The cingulate cortex is involved in sadness, happiness, and anger. The left somatosensory cortex is deactivated in both feelings of anger and of fear. Regret involves the amygdala and the orbitofrontal cortex. Neural circuitry, hormones, and synaptic transmitters mediate violence and aggression. What is aggression? Violence is prevalent in our society, and there are psychological, anthropological, and biological aspects of aggression. Aggression refers to physical violence between individuals in this context. Intermale aggression is the aggression between males of the same species, and it is observed in many invertebrates. Males are typically more aggressive compared to females when talking about animals. Sex differences and sex hormones play a role in this factor. Androgens seem to increase aggression. Aggression is adaptive for males in many species to obtain mates and food. Testosterone makes males more aggressive in animals. Aggression increases with increasing testosterone levels. Exceptions here are found in the female hyena, which in this species, females are more aggressive compared to the males. Females exposed to more prenatal androgens tend to be more aggressive. Castrating males decreases their aggression, but injecting testosterone restores this aggressive tendency. This trend, observed in animals, is less observed in humans. These findings are not replicable in humans due to ethics, and also the trends are just not seen through research. However, some human studies show a positive correlation between testosterone and hostility. Additionally, testosterone is linked to antisocial behavior in humans. Another factor that affects testosterone levels is experience. In a fight, animals who lost the fight will show a decrease in androgen levels. This shows that testosterone and aggression are correlational and do not necessarily have a causal effect. Another confounding variable in this relationship is the dominance factor. Women treated with testosterone display more socially dominant behavior. Aggression has several neurochemical correlates. There is a negative correlation between serotonin and aggression. Examples in animal research include that, when studied, the most aggressive monkeys had the lowest levels of serotonin. In addition, mice with knockout serotonin receptor gene were hyperaggressive. This shows that serotonin inhibits aggression. GABA and glutamate transmitters are important in aggressive responses to stimuli. Enhanced GABA reduced aggressive behavior. Aggression is regulated by much more systems. The ventral medial hypothalamus is a hypothalamic region involved in eating, sexual, and aggressive behavior. It is believed to trigger aggression. When the VMH was stimulated in mice, males would stop mounting females and begin attacking them. Inhibiting VMH, on the other hand, reduced aggressive behavior. The biopsychology of human violence is a topic of human controversy. It is possible that some forms of violence stem from temporal lobe disorders. Emotional discontrol syndrome is a condition consisting of temporal lobe disorders that may underlie some forms of human violence. Patients, for example, who experience seizure in temporal lobes tend to be more aggressive and violent. A psychopath is an individual incapable of experiencing remorse. One example of a psychopath is Ted Bundy. Psychopaths are intelligent, charming, but they do not show any remorse. Psychopaths do not react negatively to words about violence, small autonomic response to cues regarding fear conditioning, and they might have smaller prefrontal cortexes compared to the average person. Stress activates many bodily responses. Stress is any circumstance that upsets homeostatic balance. This includes stressful stimuli, stress processing system, and response to stress. The stress response has multiple stages. The connection between stress and disease is known as the general adaptation syndrome. An alarm reaction is the initial response to stress. After the alarm reaction, the hypothalamus activates the flight or fight response, which includes a sympathetic stimulation of the core of the adrenal gland, which is known as the adrenal medulla. The adrenal medulla is the inner core of the adrenal gland, which secretes epinephrine and norepinephrine. Epinephrine, also known as adrenaline, is a hormone secreted by the adrenal medulla under control of the sympathetic nervous system, which prepares the body for action. Norepinephrine, or noradrenaline, is a hormone secreted by the adrenal medulla under control of the sympathetic nervous system, which prepares the body for action. The hypothalamus also stimulates the anterior pituitary. The adrenal cortex is the outer rind of the adrenal gland, which secretes steroid hormones, including cortisol. Adrenal steroids are steroid hormones secreted by the adrenal cortex, including glucocorticoids such as cortisol and mineralocorticoids such as aldosterone. Cortisol is a glucocorticoid stress hormone of the adrenal cortex. It acts much slower than epinephrine, but also makes the body ready for action.